I'm in studio right now as we speak. Fellas.
Sorry, Jordyn.
Jordyn, I mean, it's amazing. It's great to have you on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're coming in loud and clear, sir.
I was really busy, going to save my father from the underworld. I just came back from the underworld, saving my father from the Dragon of Chaos.
It's noble of you.
Keep on slaying those dragons, sir.
Damn right, bucko.
What was it? Was it your 12 steps to authorship or your self-authoring program that helped you slay the dragons of the underworld?
That helped me slay crippling debt. Max, I have a question for you.
Yes, Mr. Petersen.
You're not going to edit me out of context by any chance, are you?
Oh no, absolutely not, sir. We have a strict policy here about editorial ethics and journalistic integrity.
Good. Rogan never edits me.
He doesn't do any cuts.
Joe Rogan?
There's no cuts in his pod.
You never heard of him?
Well, it's great to have the Dark Professor himself, Jordyn Petersen, on the pod. Your article in the National Post here entitled "Open the Damn Country Up Before Canadians Wreck Something We Can't Fix."
Now, some people might think that this is just part of my evolution from interesting professor, albeit iconoclastic and controversial one, to conservative media guy who goes on Rogan often. But no, these are my actual opinions. In no way was I actually influenced by the conservative media climate and the incentives therein, much like my new climate change denying philosophy.
So Jordyn, I see you begin your article by complaining about being put on hold for 45 minutes after calling your bank. I mean, that's a riveting anecdote. That just instantly captivated me. But 45 minutes, not so bad today. That's kind of standard now, right?
Well, like so many Canadians, I've been unable to see that many of the people I love who are tolerant enough to return to sentiment for nearly 2 years. All four of them. Lockdowns, restrictions, limits on personal and social gathering. Precautions. Damn them all. Can you think of anything more unlikely than the fact that we get instant trouble-free access to our money online? Using systems that are virtually graft and corruption-free? It's a bloody miracle.
This podcast brought to you by the Cash App.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't know anything about graft or other forms of unscrupulous business practices here. No, we don't do anything like that on this pod.
That's a good point, Max. Just imagine how much work, trust, and efficiency was and is necessary to make that a reality. Can you think of anything more bloody unlikely than fast, reliable, and inexpensive jet air travel nationally and internationally in absolute safety? It's madness.
Yeah, good point, Jordyn. It's a good thing that we have systems in place that can ensure a reasonable, level of safety when it comes to accessing services like air travel, hotels, restaurants. It's a good thing that has nothing to do with the stuff you're criticizing in this article.
Well, the problem is these systems are now shaking. We're compromising them seriously. With this unending and unpredictable stream of restrictions and lockdowns and curfews, we're undermining the entire monetary system with provisions of unending largesse from government coffers to ease the stress of COVID. We're playing with fire. We've demolished 2 Christmas seasons in a row. Life is too short. When will the war on Christmas end?
When will the war on Christmas end? I don't know, sir. I hope soon. We got to take Christmas back.
I was recently in Nashville, Tennessee. No lockdowns, no masks, no COVID regulations to speak of. People are just going about their lives. Why can that be the case in Tennessee and other states like Florida when there are curfews in Quebec? Curfews! 2 years after the pandemic has started.
Man, what a beautiful scene that must have been in Tennessee. I'm sure they must be doing great over there, sir. There's absolutely, and I'm sure there's no trade-off to see here.
Oh yeah, sure. There's no trade-off. Oh, you're a real smart aleck, aren't you, huh? The cure has become worse than the disease, young man. I've spoken with senior advisors to provincial governments in Canada. There is no end game in sight. The idea that Canadian policy is or should be governed by science, like trans science or whatever, is not true. It's also not possible.
That's an interesting point, Mr. Petersen, because, I was listening to you on Joe Rogan, and you were mentioning, there's no climate. You can't model a climate because that's everything, right? No one can account for everything.
That's right. It's everything. You're trying to model everything.
You can't do that, right? I mean, and that's an airtight argument right there.
Well, I'm glad somebody appreciates me. All these bloody leftists on Twitter going after me, criticizing my ability to copy and paste PDFs into the links.
We'll protect you, sir, online. We'll take the online waves and you take the academic ivory towers.
Well, I'm no longer a tenured professor.
What made you leave the sweet profession?
Well, it wasn't by choice. I'll just conclude by saying, I'm weary of living under the increasingly authoritarian dictates of a polity hyper-concerned with one risk and oblivious to all others. And things are shaking around us. We must slay the dragon of chaos before it's too late. Set a date. Open the damn country up before we wreck something we can't fix. Time for some courage. Let's live again.
We have so far avoided the worst case scenario.